KCRG TV 9. This is First Alert Weather Now.
Well, good Thursday evening, everyone. I'm meteorologist AJ Rickman, and I will be your host for this Thursday night, September 12th edition of First Alert Weather Now, where we dive into the weather forecast for not just tonight or tomorrow, but for the extended outlook as well. We'll take a deep dive into what you can expect for your weather coming up, and then we'll have some extra segments as well, where hopefully we can teach you guys a thing or two about weather and climate. So let's go ahead and jump in for tonight's forecast and have a look at what you need to know. So the first thing that we are first alerting to you to is it's warm again. Today we got up into the 80s, but we've got some cloud cover rolling in from the remnants of what was once Hurricane Francine. So this will be our last day of well above normal highs, but we are still going to see some warm weather. As I mentioned, we are still watching Francine. It's not going to bring us a whole lot of rain, but it is still going to have an impact on our weather. We're going to see some clouds, some cooler air, and then that slight chance for a shower as well, maybe Friday afternoon and Friday night. Next week, we're also watching for a few slight chances of storms as we get into some more active weather. But first, we're going to be dealing, like I said, with a temporary cool down. Temperatures are going to be in the upper 70s and lower 80s on Friday and Saturday. A lot of that is going to be thanks to that cloud cover that we're seeing from Francine, but it does warm up as we get into the middle of your week. Satellite and radar right now, we can start to see those higher level clouds working their way into our area, and we'll continue to see that cloud cover work its way in through the rest of the night tonight. So be ready for that cloud cover. And again, that chance for a shower on Friday. We'll talk more about that coming up. But first, let's toss things over to Justin.
Well, Chief Meteorologist Joe Winters is away, and he's left me the task of handling the forecast for fun, and there is a lot of fun to get to over the next few days. Let us begin with what's happening for Friday night football, and before we get there, you got to walk around a little bit. Our walking forecast the next couple of days featuring cloud cover, winds out of the east and south about 10 to 20, cloudy Saturday, partly sunny as we head through the day on Sunday. Now, football, here we go. Our featured game tomorrow on KCRG 9.2 is Columbus Community taking on Lisbon. We'll keep the clouds, should be dry. 76 will be the kickoff temperature. Fourth quarter, much warmer than what it was last week at this time, with temperatures in the lower 70s. Farmers Market Saturday looking great if you want to get out and about in Marion from 8 to 11 a.m. We'll keep the clouds. We'll be in the 60s for that. And fall into Marion later on in the morning. Many of us from the Weather Lab will be in the parade. Steps off at 10 a.m. from 15th Street to 6th Avenue. Lots of candy. We're bringing some goodies from the First Alert Weather Lab. We can't tell you what they are, but trust us, you'll want to be along the parade route. We'll look for a parade time temperature of about 70 degrees. College football this weekend, 3 o'clock, Iowa takes on Troy, coming to visit. East winds at 8 to 10 miles an hour, 81 degrees. Saturday evening, your nightcap, UNI is traveling to Nebraska. It'll be 83 degrees for that game. And let's break it down just a little further because I have family flying into town for it. You've got the game day weather for Iowa versus Troy. Tailgating on Saturday morning, low 70s. Kickoff, as we mentioned, upper 70s. And the end of the game, 78 degrees. Finally, opening weekend Mum Fest tomorrow, Saturday and Sunday at Bloomsbury Farm. We will be cloudy. We will be in the lower 80s. A lot to enjoy and a lot to really take on this weekend. The good news is Mother Nature is going to cooperate for all of it. Might be a little cloudy, but it will be dry. Send it back to you guys.
Now, your First Alert forecast with meteorologist AJ Rickman.
A lot to look forward to this weekend. The good news, we are going to stay dry for most of it. Now, we do have the slight chance for some showers highlighted in your First Alert forecast for the next 24 hours. That comes tomorrow, though, and it's going to be primarily during the afternoon and evening hours, and that'll carry into the early part of your Saturday as well. And again, a few isolated to scattered. I'd like to stress that. Not everyone is going to get wet tomorrow, but it doesn't look like everyone's going to stay dry either. Now, right now in Iowa City, we're starting to see a little bit of that filtered cloud cover work its way in from the south as the outer bands of Francine spread some cloud cover in our direction. Our temperatures right now are a little bit warm. We're in the upper 70s and low to mid 80s. Waterloo's your warm spot there at 84. And then we do have those winds that are out of the east-southeast in Waterloo. Right now, here's a look at post-tropical cyclone Francine. As that air is rotating counterclockwise around it, it's giving us some easterly winds. So you notice that in the last image there, easterly to southeasterly winds, but it's also starting to spread a little bit of that cloud cover up into eastern Iowa. Over the next couple of days, Francine is going to work its way to the north, but then it's going to kind of stall out. It's not going to make it much farther north than the southern Missouri area, and that's going to keep it from sending a lot of rainfall our way. So overnight we're dry, but we're mostly cloudy. Winds are out of the east, as I mentioned. Low normally is 54. We're a little warmer than that, upper 50s to lower 60s. And in your zone cast for tomorrow, that cloud cover is going to keep us a little bit cooler during the day. 82 in Marquette, 80 in Edgewood. Your first alert forecast as we have a look at our northwest zone, 81 in Allison, 82 in Waterloo, 82 again in Decorah. In our central zone, we're seeing temperatures 82 in Toledo, cool spot, 79 in Cedar Rapids, 82 in Central City. And then in our southern zone, typically it's warmer. Tomorrow, it's a little bit cooler because we have some more cloud cover down there, 78 in Brighton, 81 in Riverside. And as I mentioned, there's that slight chance for some showers tomorrow afternoon. We'll time that out for you. Through the night tonight, cloud cover works its way in, but we do remain dry as we start your day on Friday. We do start to see a little bit of that scattered activity, 5 p.m., maybe a light shower here or there, and then that continues to work its way north by 10 p.m. Friday. Overnight into early Saturday, we do continue to see that scattered shower activity work its way into our northern counties, and then it's out of our area by the time we start your day on Saturday. Saturday looks like it's going to be a pretty dry day overall. Now, we do have a chance for some more active weather next week, but it's going to be primarily in the western areas, and then by the time we get into the middle and later part of the week, that's when we could see a chance for a little bit of that scattered shower and storm activity. We're dry until then, though. Friday night lights, chance for that scattered shower in the evening, but that is going to be about the full extent of it. And then once we're dry for the weekend, we're going to be seeing another dry stretch of weather. Temperatures are in the 80s. And then, like I mentioned, Wednesday, Thursday next week, there is that chance for a scattered shower or storm, but it's still a chance. It's still several days out, so we do have some details that we'll be working out in the forecast. As we get closer to it, we'll be able to give you some more updates on what you can expect for upcoming rain next week. Now, let's send things back over to Justin. He's going to be giving you your Grower's Guide.
We're about to dive into the world of agriculture weather on the program. Andy Peterson from the Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network joins me. Andy, it's still too early to see that combine running behind you in the field, but we're getting close, aren't we?
I have heard rumors of a few soybean combines and a couple in the state of Iowa. I've not seen any for myself yet, other than this, there's one in the background that kind of gets us all excited that I'm trying to make sure, depending on where I'm at here, it's going to go right on by my shoulder rather than right on through our conversation. But crop progress numbers, Justin, suggest it's going to be a while yet before by and large harvest starts in the state of Iowa. With this cooler, these cooler temperatures that we've seen, especially the cooler overnight lows, it's not exactly speeding things along to maturity, which is fine. It continues to pack in that final yield. But the Iowa Department of Ag and Land Stewardship releases the numbers on Monday afternoon from the USDA's National Ag Statistics Service Upper Midwest Regional Office. Shows that corn reaching maturity in Iowa is at 20%. That's 4 days behind last year and 1 day behind the average. Corn reaching the dent stage or beyond is 6 days behind last year and 2 days behind the 5-year average. As far as soybeans, coloring or beyond is 4 days behind last year and 1 day behind the average. Soybeans dropping leaves are 4 days behind last year and 3 days behind the 5-year average. So we're a little bit slower than normal in crop development, and some heat and some moisture always helps to speed that along a little bit.
Andy joining us on the program. And so we've been dry this week, and it looks like we're going to stay dry and warm for the next few days. Is that good news, or is that a bit of a concern yet?
Well, I think there's a balance there, Justin. Obviously, everybody's excited to get out and get started and see what's out there, first and foremost, right? 8 months of hard work, and even more than that. I mean, it's a year of planning before that in a lot of cases, all culminating with 6 to 8 to 10 weeks of very busy harvest season. But in my opinion, there's not a huge rush on this. There's a rush to get done, certainly, before the snow flies, obviously, and there's a period of time that harvest takes. But boy, we know that a lot of final yield, particularly on the corn side of thing, is coming in bigger kernel depth, and the more dry matter that those plants during grain fill can pack in there, and make those kernels bigger and make them more dense and increase your test weight, why the more yield that you're going to find out there. So I'm not one that's always in a huge hurry. However, I'm also not one that has 12,000 acres of corn to harvest. So, there's that consideration as well.
Andy, thank you for the time. Where can people find out what you guys are up to at the Iowa Ag Radio Network?
IowaAgribusiness.net is the best place, or your favorite podcasting channel, or of course, so you can search for us on YouTube as well.
Andy Peterson, Iowa Agribusiness Radio Network. Justin Roberts will check in from time to time in the world of ag weather. In the meantime, we'll send it back to you guys.
Well, Justin, Andy, thank you guys so much for that. Now, let's have an extended and in-depth look at your 9-day forecast as we have a look at the first 3 days, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We're getting into the weekend. We're at the end of the work week. We're almost there. Friday night lights, that is our big thing that we have to look forward to as we get into tomorrow. Your Friday night game of the night of the week. It kicks off 7:30 p.m. Columbus Community versus Lisbon. That is going to be airing on Channel 9.2 at 7:30. Weather is pretty good. There is that chance for a scattered shower during the afternoon, but a lot of areas are going to stay quiet. Kickoff, we're at 76 degrees. Fourth quarter, we are at 72. And then as we have a look at Saturday as well, we're going to be seeing for your Iowa, University of Iowa football game. Saturday, mostly cloudy skies. Sunday, we do start to see a little more of that sunshine. And then as we have a look at the rest of your 9-day again, we're going to be seeing rain chances Wednesday and Thursday. And then as we get into Friday, break from that rain, and then the Coats for Kids fundraiser. That starts at the end of your 9-day. On Saturday, 82 there. And again, that chance for a little bit of scattered activity. So as we have a look at the next several days, we're going to have some changes in our weather as Francine comes and plays a little bit of a role over the weekend. Then we get warm again as we head into the middle of your week. And then we'll again keep you updated on that chance for some scattered shower and storm activity as we get into Wednesday and into Thursday of next week. Until then, have a great night, and we will see you here again tomorrow night at 6:30.